What's up, guys? Thanks for checking out the channel, watching the video. Today we are doing a comparison. I remember as a child eating Sara Lee pound cakes that come in the metal of the foil can container and always really loving the things. So I thought, well, I found a recipe for a homemade pound cake from the Cake Bible. And I was like, I'm going to make the Cake Bible's pound cake and compare it to the Sara Lee pound cake and see which one is really better, because I remember the Sara Lee as being really good. So anyway, this is the recipe for the Cake Bible, the pound cake from the Cake Bible, and the pound cake from Sara Lee. We're going to do a taste test at the end. Mike's going to join me. Here comes the recipe, guys. If you haven't hit subscribe, go ahead and hit that button down below. Join the team. Give me a thumbs up while you're there, and we will see you on the other end. All right, we're going to start with our wet ingredients. We're going to mix this together. We're going to put 3 tablespoons of milk, 3 eggs, and mix that together. And 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, and don't use the cheap stuff. Get their real vanilla. The imitation vanilla tastes imitation. Okay, set that to the side. So now we're going to sift together. We have 1.5 cups of cake flour, which is a low gluten flour. We're going to add 1/4 a teaspoon of baking powder. No, 3/4 of a teaspoon, sorry. And 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to sift that together. My big sifter is dirty, so we're using a little sieve. And I was reading about why do you want to sift this. Basically, it's to mix it one thing and to get the clumps out, but you also want to aerate the flour, because when you aerate the flour, it adds the incorporation of the other ingredients is much better. You have more moisture attaching to the different parts of the batter. So in the bowl of our mixer, we are going to put in sugar, plain white sugar, and this is 3/4 of a cup. We're going to put our bowl on first. Switch this out for the whisk attachment. We don't want to use the paddle, we want to use the whisk, because we want to, again, aerate. We're going to mix these dry ingredients that we just sifted with the sugar. Okay, we're going to close this down and let that aerate a little bit. I think it's pretty aerated. Now, usually we're going to add the butter and the sugar together to let that sugar break down the fats in the butter. This is not the way this recipe says. It says to add our soft butter, which is 13 tablespoons of butter. Now I'm actually going to switch back to the bottom. Said add all of the butter like that. And we're going to add half of our egg mixture. We're going to close that, and we're going to mix this together slowly, and always does that. We're going to add the other part of our egg mixture. We're going to let that beat for 1 minute. Stop for a second, scrape down the sides. for 1 minute to develop the cake structure and also to aerate the cake. Scrape this down. So we're done with this. This is the cake. So now in a loaf pan, we're going to scoot that back. In a loaf pan lined with parchment paper, I am going to give it a squirt of vegetable oil spray. Not much. I'm going to stir deep to make sure everything's incorporated. We're going to put this in the pan. The oven is hot. It's at 350. Okay, spread this out. I got to get the offset. Hold tight. So we're going to set this in the pan. Now we want to bake this at 350. We want to bake this on 350 for about 55 to 65 minutes or until it comes out clean. But we do want to make sure it's even. All right, so we'll put that in the oven and we'll see you on the other side. All right, guys, that's been in the hour for 55 minutes. Look how beautiful it is. It's got that traditional crack down the center that looks amazing. We're gonna let that cool in the pan for 10 minutes. Take it out of the pan, let it cool completely. Then we're gonna compare this to this. And we'll move this out of the way. All right. What? Okay, there are cakes. So this is homemade. And this is Sara Lee. Okay, first of all, the Sara Lee looks like a sponge. I mean, there's no imperfections at all. It's perfect. And this one has air pockets, but that's a cake. All right. So I'm gonna taste Sara Lee first. Sara Lee has a weird flavor, almost like pineapple. Oh wow. I think the homemade could have gotten out of the oven 5 minutes early. The texture is really good on Sara Lee.
Softer? I think this has a stronger flavor.
It has a better flavor. This tastes like pineapple. Do you get that? Like a weird...
This is kind of artificial. This is natural.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's homemade. This tastes like a pound cake. Some strawberries on it. Oh yeah. Okay, so I think it's worth the effort. Bottom line, we move around. I think it's worth the effort to go the extra mile and make the pound cake. It wasn't hard to make. Just follow the directions and do it just like it said. It was a really easy cake. Cut it down for about 5 minutes as far in the oven because it got a little brown, I think. Sara Lee, not so much. It's not what I remember, but anyway, guys.
The homemade first and the Sara Lee, you can definitely taste the artificial flavor.
Yeah.
Of Sara Lee.
So that's our review, guys, our ideas. We wanted to try them and see what it was like to compare the homemade versus a factory made. We knew there'd be difference. We knew the homemade would probably be better. It is. It's worth the effort to go ahead and make the homemade. So anyway, guys, you guys have a safe week. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you as subscribers. My name is Tom. This is Mike. You guys have a safe week.